Hello, YouTube. Welcome to the video. How's it going? What did you do today? I went to Tim Hortons to get an ice cap and a breakfast sandwich. The roads are horrendous. It was especially horrendous in the Tim Hortons drive-through. There were little solid bumps on the road, and I was going like 1 kilometer an hour, and then my wheels just started to spin out, and I tried to stop at the drive-through window, and my car just went wee, and it ended up kind of far away from the drive-through window. But at least I was going like 1 kilometer an hour, so it wouldn't have mattered if I bumped a curb. But danger. Winter driving is dangerous. I see I already have a couple of friends here, which is great. Nomi, thank you. Nomi said, I hope you have a good time. Thank you for your service. Thank you for dropping in. That's nice of you. And Lori, hi, Lori. And Tanya and Anastasia, welcome. Thank you for joining. I'm excited for this video. We're going to learn things. I'm going to talk the whole time, and it'll be fun. We did a little bit of an introduction to the World Federation of Direct Sales Organizations, a very brief one, and I just want to learn more about this federation, and we'll learn together. And then I have an interesting article about their 2023 annual report, which has direct selling stats analyzing the past and advising strategies for a sustainable business future. Yes. So we're going to look at that after, and it's super interesting. Yes, winter driving isn't for the faint of heart. I'm fine at it. I've never crashed. I'm just not a confident person when I'm driving in the winter. I'm not confident driving in general, but at least when it's not winter, you're not going to just slide around for no reason. The WFDSA stands for the World Federation of Direct Sales Associations. There are direct sales associations across the world. We'll see where there are member associations. We looked at one of the committees and then a little bit of the membership, but I just want to look at this whole website. They are an international organization representing the worldwide direct selling industry based in Washington, D.C. WFDSA was founded in 1978 by 12 direct selling associations. The federation was set up to address various direct selling issues around the globe by allowing DSAs the ability to share information, strategies, and to plan common practices. The first WFDSA World Code of Ethics was established in 1985 and adopted by the DSAs locally. The Code of Ethics is a cornerstone of direct selling's industry commitment to ethical business practices and consumer protection. The code is a living document and is regularly enhanced to keep up with the demands of the marketplace. It's pretty hilarious how the Code of Ethics apparently enhances the direct selling industry's commitment to ethical business practices when we know there is nothing ethical about this industry at all. I can get going at a good clip with the fluffy snow. Anything else? Nope, I'm going 5 miles per hour. Fair. And it's better to go slow and then fast and cause a big crash. The WFDSA mission is to build understanding and support for direct selling worldwide. The Federation supports direct selling companies and associations by developing, maintaining, and promoting the highest global standards for responsible and ethical conduct, advocating the industry's positions and interests with governments, media, and key influencers, serving as a trusted global resource for information on direct selling, facilitating interaction among direct selling executives on issues of importance in the industry. This was the video I did about expanding to a new market with our friend Richard Sletcher from South Africa. That's when we went down a little bit of a rabbit hole. We looked very briefly at this website, and then what did he call it? Celdia, which was Southern Europe. What was it? Celdia. MLM. Yeah, CELDIA, the European Direct Selling Association. And they advocate for harmonized consumer protection reinforced by effective enforcement alongside initiatives to protect and promote entrepreneurship and skills. It's just so interesting how this industry doesn't exist just by CEOs opening up their companies and recruiting distributors to volunteer to sell their products. There's this whole global infrastructure set up. On this channel, we've looked at various international organizations that kind of govern the industry worldwide. We've looked at various different kinds of consulting firms, one specifically for people who want to open up their own MLMs, for lawyers who specialize in providing legal support to MLMs, conferences for CEOs. It's just there's this whole other world other than just the companies and the distributors, and I find that interesting, and that's why it is for like at least a month straight of videos. That's all I did, and I think I want to go back to doing that because I find the other aspect interesting past just the companies. We've already looked a bit. The CEO Council is what we looked at, so we're not going to look at those members again. The CEO Council consists of the CEOs of the leading multinational direct selling companies. It is the forum where global leaders of direct selling companies can come together at the highest levels to meet and discuss key initiatives. How interesting that people who are this is a committee, this whole thing is for people who benefit off of the financial suffering of vulnerable people who are tricked into this industry. And these people, this person, the CEO of Shaklee Corporation, Hacienda Campus, I don't know what that means. These people, they're top ranking officials of their of their MLM companies. They know what's going on. They know that it causes harm, but yet they're members of this organization that claim to care about the well-being of the people within the industry, claim that they're protecting consumer knowledge and consumer rights and fair and ethical business practices, when they're the ones who would know that there's nothing fair or ethical about this industry and about what they're doing personally. The operating group is responsible for general oversight, administration, and overall execution of the program of work. And this looks like, yeah, CEOs of a bunch of companies as well. This guy, Mr. Kerry Justice, Director, Global Government Affairs and Public Policy at Amway. Then let's look at Board of Delegates. The Board of Delegates is comprised of one voting member representing each member association in full standing as designated by the governing body of such member association. All members of the operating group are also members of the Board of Delegates. Isn't it interesting how it's all CEOs? Because if we're wanting to promote entrepreneurship, we're wanting to promote ethical business practices, you think you would also include distributors as well, not just CEOs? Because these are all CEOs as well. Executive Director, Direct Selling Association of Australia, Bolivian Direct Selling Association, Direct Sellers Association of Canada, Mr. Peter Maddox. Bro. Direct Selling Association of Czech Republic. So the direct selling associations all over the world. We've seen Bolivia, we've seen Canada, Czech Republic. It's like foxes guarding the hen house, exactly. Association Advisory Council. It's going to be all made up of CEOs again, like it always is. Okay, nothing. Never mind. We don't get to see it. They have an advocacy committee. They advocate on industry's on industry's behalf globally, develops/strengthen relationships with key external stakeholders, promote industry's image. Key initiatives: work with/strengthen relationships with various stakeholders around the world, conduct educational, consumer, and academic programs on a national, regional, and global level, socioeconomic impact studies. But sir, you would know. Looks like I can click this. You'll know that if you actually are looking into socioeconomic impact studies, it's going to be terrible. You're going to see that MLMs hurt economies around the world. I don't want to download anything, but since 2005, studies have been completed in the following markets, all of these countries. The outcome of these studies can be extremely useful in helping your association and its member companies promote the direct selling industry's size, scope, and position with government, media, and other audiences. I'll put this link in if you want to go. I just don't want to download things to my husband's computer. You can look at that if you want. Up to you. I was just gonna say we don't know how recent these are, but this one says 2007, 2008, so probably not very recent. Interesting. Let's go back here. Reputation building studies, corporate social responsibility. I'm curious about what that is. Did I not click corporate social responsibility? And it took me to the socioeconomic impact studies. Usually, corporate social responsibility is charitable work and donating and volunteering. So that doesn't make any sense. And yeah, Global Women's Economic Empowerment Initiative. How ironic. We want to empower women economically, but we're going to significantly harm all participants in our MLMs, except for the very few at the top who are able to recruit hundreds of people and make money off of the suffering of others. Isn't that nice? Trying to click association services. Come on, you can do it. And they have performance seminars, minimum DSA standards, training, promotion of local DSA initiatives, annually review / DSA's ranking. Great. So they do a lot of research. They do socioeconomic impact studies. They have an ethics committee. The review of the model code for possible amendment, regular code administrator sharing sessions, global code of ethics toolkit and recognition program. So you're going to recognize companies for following some bullshit global code of ethics in an industry that is inherently unethical and that harms the vast majority of people who are in it. And you know this as the CEO, you know this as whatever position in the WFDSA, you know this, but then you're saying you're going to give hollow recognition to people who pretend to have ethics. I feel weird about that. The Global Regulatory Committee, I guess, they collect, analyze, and share global industry regulatory report, lobbying efforts, of course, DSA Global Regulatory Training, legal compendium, I don't know what that word means, and position papers, and then finally, the Governance and Finance Committee. They oversee governance and finance-related issues, provide a framework of operating standards, behavioral expectations, and performance standards. I don't love this writing. It's not the most brilliant writing I've ever seen, but that's okay. We've already looked at the CEO Council membership. I think that was last time. So let's look at DSA memberships. There are 2 levels of DSA membership. Remember, that's Direct Selling Association. One is full membership, which allows each DSA to name a representative to serve on the WFDSA Board of Delegates with full voting rights. Provisional membership for those DSAs after which December 2011 do not comply with minimum DSA standards. Provisional members receive a reduced membership rate/fee, may attend the Board of Delegate meetings only as non-voting members, and will not be eligible to receive WFDSA grants. What grants? I want to look for the grants. Until full compliance is achieved. The membership dues are based on the following. Hey Neil, we're learning about the World Federation of Direct Sales Associations. And I don't know if you're at the video about expanding to global markets with our friend Richard Sletcher, but that's where we started this rabbit hole, rabbit trail, whatever you call it. Okay, if you have $5 billion in annual retail sales, your annual membership dues are $5,000. 2.5 to 5 billion, 1,000, 1 to 2.4 billion, 750, 250 to 999 million, $500, and up to 249 million, you pay $250. I wonder how many MLM companies are actually at $1 billion in sales. Like they call it retail sales. That's just coaches buying their personal volume requirements. I wonder how many people are actually paying $750 and above for their dues. Interesting. And apparently the dues are not refundable. If your DSA is not a member of the WFDSA and is interested in applying for membership, please contact this person. Interesting. We already looked at About Us. Let's move over. I don't think we need to read all of this because we know what this is. Oh, maybe we'll skim through some of the code of ethics. Let's look at global statistics, even though, no, that's what we're going to look at later. So we're not going to look at that. Independent sales force. I'm clicking you. Come on, I'm clicking you. Direct selling is unique among retail channels because of the way in which products and services are marketed to customers. Instead of relying on traditional retail outlets or online marketplaces, direct selling companies maintain a sales force of millions of independent workers that added $186.1 billion to the global economy in 2021. They're adding to the global economy, but through doing so, they're losing money. They're being financially harmed. They're being tricked. They're being deceived. So it's not something to brag about. Hi, Lisa. How's it going? Thank you for joining. We're learning about the World Federation of Direct Sales Associations. Real estate, insurance, travel, and technology companies and well-known brands also rely on independent workers to deliver products and services to consumers. Independent work adds value to those who choose to pursue it, to the economy, and to society. So they're trying to say that being an independent worker is the same as being in an MLM, because they're comparing that you could, I don't know how this works. You could be a printer salesperson, right? And maybe you're an independent contractor who works for a printer company, but that's not the same thing because you're not being tricked into working for this paper company through false promises of financial gain and easy money, and you can be a millionaire next year if you just work hard enough. It's not the same, because in any other industry, any other legal industry, you are well informed of the risks of how long it's going to take for you to make money, and you are not going to be actively lied to, hopefully. The late fee is the first $1 million you make in an MLM. That's funny. Independent direct selling consultants can earn commissions on sales but work for themselves. No, they don't. They set their own hours, create their own marketing plans, determine whether to build a sales team, and how to mentor those within it, and how to serve their customers. You set your own hours until your upline guilts you and questions why you're watching your kid play soccer instead of being on the team call. You determine whether you want to build a sales team until you realize that's the only way for you to make any amount of income at all. And you choose how to mentor those within your sales team until your upline shames you when you try to do something independent and a bit creative, because there's no space for independence or creativity in an MLM. Millions of independent direct sellers see advantages in working for themselves. The most obvious is the chance to build and grow their own business and run it how they see fit. The freedom, flexibility to set their own working hours draws all types of people to direct selling, including parents with young children, students, caregivers, retirees, military spouses, and many more. Great. So we target people who have extremely busy lives, a lot of family responsibilities, people who are looking for purpose after retirement, people who are moving all over the world with their military spouse and who are looking for community and for a way to contribute financially to the home. That's great. Hi, Paige Actress. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Startup costs for direct selling. Most direct selling companies are a few $100s or less, because direct selling isn't reliant on overhead like real estate, facilities, and equipment or traditional advertising that can cost tens or even hundreds of thousands of dollars. But a couple $100s for someone who's living paycheck to paycheck is a lot of money. A couple $100s for me, just out of grad school, I didn't have that much. If I did have that much, it was always directly connected to a specific budget line item like rent or food or my internet bill, right? So it's easy to say, oh, it's nothing, it's barely anything, but it's a lot of money for a lot of people. Okay, consumer protection. Oh, this is where they're telling us. What are they telling us here? You're not really telling us anything here. Illegitimate schemes. All good direct selling personnel carry literature on their company's products and should provide proper order forms and receipts. The literature should bear the company's name, their address, and telephone number. Oh, they're telling us how to not get scammed by someone who's pretending to be with an MLM company, right? Do not sign any forms or contracts until you're absolutely sure of the identity of the salespersons and the company they represent. Look out for the DSA logo. Do not make any cash payments until you are completely satisfied with the credentials and integrity of the salesperson. Beware of verbal promises on special prices and terms of delivery. Check that special terms are clearly written in the company's literature. Check that the product you're being offered is covered by a guarantee. WFDSA affiliated DSA's member companies offer full money back guarantees which are unrivaled. All these checks are welcomed by DSA's member companies. They know that the only sure way of building business is by creating confidence in their integrity and in the quality of their products. Yes, don't get stuck in Top Chat purgatory. Exactly. Thank you, Tanya. That's so nice. Isn't it interesting? They're telling us how to know whether an MLM opportunity is legitimate, and then they tell us here to avoid illegitimate schemes as opposed to legitimate schemes, right? Is there a product? Here are a few things to consider. Direct selling is a distribution path for quality and competitively priced products. Not always. Oftentimes, MLM products are shit and they're priced way too high. You can get protein powder anywhere you want. It's not going to cost that much money. You could go to Costco and get one of those big ass containers for like $30, and it has like 90 servings in it. Be careful if the product doesn't seem genuine, appears speculative, or is vaguely described like make wellness, in my opinion. Pyramid schemes often use products to disguise attempts to secure payments for others in the scheme. How funny! Because oftentimes MLM distributors will argue that we're not a pyramid scheme. First, those are illegal and we have a product. But the WFDSA is now stating pyramid schemes can have products because they will often use it to disguise their pyramid scheme structure. How funny. Hi, Tori. Welcome to the video. Isn't that funny? All earnings claims in MLMs are too good to be true. Always. We're not going to read this whole thing because I don't want to. And I'm already kind of running out of water. We'll see how I can make it last, how I can stretch it. Depending on how long this takes, I may need to go get water in the middle of the stream. I'm sorry if that's the case. It'll be like 1 minute if I do need to go. Are earnings claims too good to be true? Earnings from direct selling are from a distributor's sales and sales by others the distributors bring to the business. I guess that's true because you are getting paid for the sales of your downline and the downline of your downline, right? And that by sales, I mean your downline members, their sales are just the people they recruit buying the product because there's not actual real retail sales. It's all people who are connected to the pyramid-like structure. Direct selling can be very rewarding, but it takes time and effort to establish a successful business. Look at this punctuation. Look at these like 12 spaces and then a random small letter. Be wary of get rich quick claims and assurances of easy money and passive income. They tell us to look at what it costs to join. Do you understand the marketing plan? Probably not. Are products used by consumers? Yes, but they're the MLM distributors themselves, right? So yes, technically they are. Hi, Natasha. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Is there an emphasis on recruiting? Look at the random spaces. I will edit your content for you. Every MLM everywhere has an emphasis on recruiting. What happens with unsold inventory? And a lot of MLMs will argue that they are different because they don't require you to buy inventory, but then you're told you have to be a product of the product because if you're not a real serious business owner. And so you're going to be encouraged to front load anyways, you know? Oops. Let's look at awards and recognition. DSA of Peru achieves platinum again for the WFDSA Global Code of Ethics participant status, whatever that means. Okay, this doesn't... That was useless. Thank you. Did we look at... Oh, I wanted to look at the Code of Ethics. Do you guys remember where the Code of Ethics are? Consumer protection. Oh, I'm not reading this whole thing. No way, Jose. Okay. Direct sellers compliance, recruiting, business information, conduct towards direct sellers, conduct between companies, code enforcement, explanatory provisions. This is the global code of, what do they call it? Sorry. Direct selling code of ethics from 2017. How often do you update your code of ethics? That seems kind of weird. The code contains sections entitled Conduct for Protection of Consumers, Conduct Between Companies and Direct Sellers, and Conduct Between Companies. These three sections address the various interactions across the spectrum of direct sales. The code is designed to assist in the satisfaction protection of consumers, promote fair competition within the framework of free enterprise, and enhance the public impact of direct selling. I want to see an example. Are direct selling companies required to comply with this code of ethics? Companies that are members of the Direct Selling Association pledge to adopt, enforce, and publicize the DSA Code of Ethics. Direct sellers are not bound directly to this code, but as a condition of membership in the company's distribution system, shall be required by the company with whom they are affiliated to adhere to the rules of conduct in the code. Prohibited practices. Direct sellers shall not use misleading, deceptive, or unfair sales practices. They do it all the time. No one follows this. At the initiation of a sales presentation, direct sellers shall, without request, truthfully and clearly identify themselves and the identity of their company. We know none of them do that. None of them do that ever. I was not planning on looking at this document, but it's kind of fun. A written order form shall be delivered or made available to the consumer at or prior to the time of the initial sale. Promotional literature, advertisements, and mailing shall not contain product descriptions, claims, photos, or illustrations that are deceptive or misleading. They all do, all the time. I feel like I'm just going to say that over and over again. Conduct towards direct sellers. Companies and direct sellers shall not misrepresent the actual potential sales or earnings of their direct seller. That is Carl Deichler, who's talking about this is the opportunity of a lifetime. Our business is thriving. And then behind the scenes, all of the 15-star Diamond Beachbody coaches, their income is just plummeting. The actual retail customer base is shrinking, and the coach network base is shrinking. So no one follows this. It shows how useless this is when the MLMs aren't following any of it. Exactly, Lisa. Exactly. Inventory loading and repurchase. Direct seller training. Code enforcement. So, Lisa, the code is enforced by each company. In case of any breach of this code, companies shall make reasonable effort to satisfy the complainant. So if it's just based off like each company self-reporting, no one's going to say, yeah, none of our people follow the code, right? Are companies obliged to buy back unsold product held by direct sellers? Yes, if requested by direct seller upon termination, companies must buy back any unsold, resaleable product inventory purchased within the prior 12 months and refund the net purchase price less handling charges. So they won't pay for shipping, but if you have a year's worth of unsold inventory, how much is the shipping going to cost? It'd be like hundreds of dollars. What if it's makeup? Like what if it's Monat shampoo? But does this count for companies that require you to hold inventory, or is this just people who are front loading? I feel like it's probably like a paparazzi where you have to have inventory. Cooling off and return of goods. The DSA Code Administrator has the authority to make a determination of what is deceptive, unlawful, or unethical consumer or recruiting practice under the code using prevailing legal standards as a guide. It's okay. We're just learning together. Doesn't matter. We know none of them follow this, and that's okay. Well, it's not okay but this isn't a legal document, but we know. It's just funny that the WFDSA claims to care about ethics and about companies and distributors acting in good faith and exercising good judgment and good behavior, and they're trying to make it seem like we're all just following this code of ethics when we know that none of them do. Yeah, and what are the handling charges exactly? Can you imagine for paparazzi if you have like $10,000 worth of inventory, how much it would cost to ship that back? That was fun. And yeah, they're located 1667 K Street Northwest, Suite 1000. I can't talk. 1100. There you go. Cool. That was fun. How do I get back to the website? There you go. Maybe this organization is built just so MLMs can say they adhere to these rules. Maybe. I feel like I've looked at everything on this site that I wanted to look at. We've already looked at this. Oh, maybe we'll look at a video I found about the World Congress another time. A premier triennial industry event bringing together direct selling industry executives and key external stakeholders from all over the world to exchange information, learn from each other, discuss opportunities and challenges lying ahead of direct selling, and see how new technologies, new legal developments, and new management skills impact various businesses. Period. So we'll do a video at some point on this event, the World Congress. I'd like to see a global philanthropy report. That would be interesting. They have lots of seminars and legal affairs programs. Okay, cool. Let's share this screen. My apologies. I'm on my husband's computer, so I will not be clicking the accept cookies. So we're just going to have to see this random block in the middle of our screen. But that's okay, because we're almost done. And my eye's itchy. And my nose is running. And I'm just looking at how dry it is in here. And it's quite dry. It's dark and it's cold. And it's sad because it's just dark all the time. And winter literally just started, and probably realistically December, January, February, March, 4.5 months, I'd say, left, like, of winter, like actually cold weather, like cold weather, 4-ish months left. Just started. Anyway, I referenced the WFDSA 2023 annual report. I wanted to look at this because I thought it'd be fun to look at the stats. The Global Direct Selling Statistical Data Report, analyzing the past and devising strategies for a sustainable business future. Sustainable my ass. Consumer conservatism, geopolitical tensions, supply chain disruptions, and numerous other challenges hampered growth for businesses worldwide. Despite these hurdles, the direct selling sector shifted its gear to neutral, maintaining stability and balance. The channel stood abreast of evolving market conditions, laying a robust foundation for a resilient future. The World Federation of Direct Selling Associations 2023-24 report depicts how the direct selling sector embraces innovation, cruising over challenges, and driving growth with strategic adaptability and global collaboration. This is not by any means well written, but you compare that paragraph, to some of the other work within their website, and never mind, I take it back, because it's not the same company. It's a Pixel MLM software company writing their summary of the annual report. So of course it's going to be better written because it's not by the same company. Never mind. I'm struggling and my eyeball's itchy, which is why I turned off my camera so I could itch my eyeball. Oops. The direct selling industry in the year this is the WFDSA's summary of the 2023-24 annual report. So this is the WFDSA's data on the state of the industry in 2023-24. The direct selling industry in the year 2023 underwent a 2.3 year-over-year decline in global sales, amounting to $167.6 billion. This is followed by the 2023 direct selling statistics of $172.8 billion, which recorded a 1.5% drop that year. I don't really understand the difference between these two statistics. A 2.3% year-over-year decline And this is followed by the 2023. Yeah, I don't understand this. Do any of you guys understand this? What direct selling statistic? Which I don't understand. However, the fact that the falls are far better than what the industry witnessed during the pre-pandemic period exhibits how the sector is steering past hurdles to sustained growth and success. Retail sales in 2023, it was a 2.3% drop. From when? 2022, 2023? Or from 2022? You gotta do better, man. Despite a fall in the number of independent sales representatives by 4.9%, totaling to 102.9 million, the report states that over 60% of the people want to venture into the sector for the entrepreneurship opportunities and substantial growth potential of the channel. The report also gives a deeper insight into the inferences from the Direct Selling Association of 13 different countries and how effectively this sector is attracting younger generations and driving growth through diverse strategies. 102.9 million distributors globally in an MLM in 2023. That's crazy. That's outrageous. I can't believe that. And apparently over 60%, I don't know how they measured this, but 60% of those people wanted to enter the industry because of the entrepreneurial spirit that they had. They wanted to open their own business. 7 out of 10 direct sales representatives are women, and the industry continues to be driven by them. However, there has been a steady increase in the number of men joining the channel. That's so weird. I should have said this at the beginning. This is from an MLM software website, so it is a direct, like, pro MLM page. The Global Entrepreneurship Monitor also states that 1 in 6 women are inspired to begin their own business soon, undoubtedly contributing to the fact that many of the successful direct selling brands are led by women who not only create records in sales and growth, but also lead the channel with innovation and effective leadership. This is why I wanted to read this article, because of the stats. I wanted to read it for this, but I was like, I can't just skip over the other weird stuff. Coming to the direct selling business categories, WFDSA statistics. Okay, that's a typo. Following the trend since 2019, beauty and wellness, cosmetics and personal care, and household goods and durables maintain their top 3 positions, accounting for 72.9% of global sales, out of which the share of household goods and durables witnessed a sharp drop from 11.8% in 2019 to 17%, a sharp rise, not drop, a sharp rise from 11.8% to 17% in 2023. In 2023, wellness MLMs made up for 31.7% of, what did they call it? Global sales. And we know the global sales is made up of distributors buying their personal volume requirements. Cosmetics and personal care, 24.1% of global sales. And then household goods and durables, 17%. The report also includes a list of 24 countries as the world's billion-dollar direct selling markets, of which 8 are in the Asia-Pacific region. The region's sales, excluding China, has increased steadily from... How do you read this? Is that just 49 million? Do you guys know how that would work? I feel like it'd be more than 49 million. Because is it like... I don't know, because do you add 6? No, because the sales, what were the global sales? 167 billion. Okay, so maybe it's just 49 million. I don't understand that. 45 million to 52 million in 2023, showcasing the growth potential of the region despite a global fall from the Asia Pacific region. The global sales in the MLM industry has gone up significantly. The market penetration for direct selling in a country is gauged by dividing the country's direct sales by its GDP. The WFDSA report has the penetration statistics of 63 countries and has been categorized into higher, mid, and lower penetration. Countries with higher penetration recorded are Malaysia, 2.28%, Korea, Peru, Bolivia, and Ecuador. I hate that MLMs are in developing countries at all. I hate it. And I hate that they pretend that it's some kind of solution for like the Bolivian economy, and that it's going to help Bolivians live a stable financial life, when it's just going to hurt them. It's just going to hurt their economy, hurt their ways of life, and it's just going to it harms economies. It does seem like the wellness MLMs have definitely increased the most the past few years. Interesting, probably because of the pandemic, right? And everyone's wanting to like protect themselves against getting sick. So maybe there's more of a market for random ass supplements. What do you guys think? Oh no, my water's done. I feel like we're almost done this though. I'm going to do this without any more water. The highest percentage of countries with higher percentages in the Americas. Okay, this writing is terrible. The Americas have 73% penetration, followed by Asia Pacific at 53% and Europe at 15%. Yet, another interesting fact is that compared to advanced economies, developing countries have a higher percentage of penetration. No! A clear example of how smaller yet emerging markets are adopting new opportunities at a faster pace, driven by diverse customer interests, entrepreneurial spirit, and undying quest to grow and succeed. No, because MLM CEOs don't decide to go to Bolivia because they want to help Bolivians discover their entrepreneurship potential. They want to go to Bolivia because they think they think community members, Bolivians, could be good victims of their industry. Just like, oh, we're going to go after single parents, we're going to go after someone who is living in a homeless shelter, we're going to go after a military spouse or someone experiencing cancer treatment, because those people could be considered good victims of the false promises provided by the MLM industry, right? Oh, you need money. You need a purpose. You need to feed your children. You need to not be homeless. This is an opportunity for you. Watch out, y'all. She's working without a net, ladies, Jensen. What do you mean? Who's working without a net? Okay. The global direct selling channel, direct selling companies, and their independent representatives responded to the challenges as opportunities and delivered goods and services to people around the world. No water for you is like working without a net. That's funny. These direct sales of over $500 billion US from 2020 to 2023 had positive impacts on local communities around the globe, providing people with goods and services and household income through a flexible entrepreneurship business opportunity. No, 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 no. I feel like when I read this earlier, I thought this was a good thing to read, and now I'm kind of annoyed that I decided to read this. Can I just see what's the name of the article? Because we should have just looked at the article, or of the report. Let's try that. Because I just wanted the stats, and this writing was really bad. And it was a good idea when I looked at it this morning, and now I'm not thrilled with that. And I want to look at the report if we can. But I don't want to download anything. So just give me a moment, and I'll see if I can get it. Maybe just the stats report. 2023. Oh, weird. Look at this. I'll show you. I can't read this though. It's not making it bigger. I won't be able to read this. I'll take myself off camera. How do I use... Can you guys read this? Maybe this isn't meant to be. Because see, it's not making... Yeah, they did it on purpose, Tanya. Exactly. Global... We already saw this stat of global sales representatives. How shitty. Yeah, I can't read this. So we can look at this later. You guys can look at this on your own time if you'd like. But we did look at the direct selling penetration across the globe. Regional overview. Number of of representatives. Asia Pacific, 59 million. Africa/Middle East, 41 million. America is 27.3 million, and Europe 12.7 million. Regional overview. Retail sales in USD. I can't read those numbers though. Can you guys read this? I'll put this in. Sorry, I'm like leaning really awkwardly. I hope you guys can hear me okay. I'm putting the link in here. So you guys can go look at this in your own time on your own laptop so you can actually read it. I'm trying to see if there's any stats that we can actually see. Annual retail sales, 36. Well, look how it compares from United States. Look at that big ass block. And then you go down to Uruguay, only 49. Bolivia, 351. And the Americas, 62 million. That doesn't seem right. Yeah, I cannot see it. Maybe we don't need to do this. I just really wanted to look at the stats. But yeah, it's not meant to be. That's okay. I'm sorry. Top markets. So here are the top markets in excess of $1 billion. On Tanya's, it lets your zoom, but it's blurry. That's funny. Obviously. Oh, okay. So I was wrong. When they say in millions, they actually mean billion. So you actually have to add 6 zeros to the ends of these numbers. So the United States is the top MLM market with $36 billion. And then Germany, 19 billion. Korea, 16. China, 15. Japan, 10. Malaysia, 9 billion. All the way down. Canada, 2.3 billion. Interesting. Cool. Okay, we can be done that. We can be done. Okay, that was fun. This sort of reminds me of cigarette companies back in the day who plotted how to spread smoking to more populations. Yes, it is a great analogy for sure. We learned that the WFDSA is a federation of direct sales companies that claims to care about ethics, consumer protection, and supporting the entrepreneurial spirit of people within MLMs. We learned that they have a socioeconomic impact report for various markets, global markets around the world. And we did not want to click and download things on my husband's computer, but it'd be very interesting to see the results of those socioeconomic impact studies. It is probably very, very biased. We learned a little bit about the recent statistical report. We read a weird article on an MLM software website about the different stats, market penetration, the number of global distributors, and how it's gone down a little bit since the last report. What else did we learn? We learned that there are a variety of committees within the WFDSA about advocacy, ethics, and I don't remember what the other one is. We learned how to avoid getting scammed by illegitimate schemes because you could have a legitimate scheme. We learned that the WFDSA does not believe that an MLM is not a pyramid scheme just because they have a product, because they stated that many pyramid schemes use products to disguise their pyramid-like structure. That was good. That was a good summary. That was all I have. This was a bit of a random video, but I really enjoyed learning new things. I'm sorry that article was kind of bad. When I read it earlier, I thought it'd be a good one despite its biased nature. I thought it was good, but then the stat report we found fucking sucked because we couldn't read anything anyways. So at least we got the main gist of some of the stats within that report, which is good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Oh, good, Anastasia. I'm glad you thought it was interesting. I will probably see you guys again on Wednesday, unless I'm too tired because I have a lot of socializing that day. But assuming my brain is not fried, I will do a Wednesday stream. You're welcome, Tanya. Thank you for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you have a great evening. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.